1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
The voice of Johnson County, JoCo Community Radio.
Hey, top of the morning to you, Lisa. You smoothie, me ice cold pizza, cafe ole, latte da. You do the Zumba, but I do not. You like half a marathon.
I mean,
it's so bad.
It'll get your attention, won't it?
Oh, I mean, if you want to get woke up, it's not the caffeine that's going to get you. It's the dadgum sugar. God bless.
Ooh, Splenda. Good morning, Johnson County. It's JoCo Vibes with Sarah Arden Reeves Red and Jason Bagley. Foundwell Realty. For all your investment real estate
property needs, whatever they may be.
Yeah. Good morning, Jason. It's
pretty outside.
It's pretty outside.
So I went to Dunkin' today, and, I don't typically go there, but Kendall was begging for some food on the way. I showed, she goes, what's on the way to high school that I can get breakfast? And I pointed at the refrigerator. And I said, that's on the way. And she's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
So, because I went ahead and took her by Dunkin'. And usually if I go by Dunkin', I get their coffee because most of the time, like 60%, you're going to get a really good cup of coffee. And the other 40% of the time, you're either going to get it where it's too cold, too hot, too sweet, not sweet enough. I don't like a lot of extra things in mine. And I guess I should have been more specific. And the fact that I had to wait 15 minutes to get a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's already brewed.
Yeah. Dunkin' is a problem. They are slow. Their donuts suck. And I'm sorry.
When I was a kid, they had
used to be really, really good.
Their coffee's phenomenal when it's
though.
good. When it's right and it's fresh, it's one of the better cups of coffee you can buy on the road. But when I was a kid, they made their donuts in-house. They didn't ship them in frozen.
Right.
And so I don't know how many times before I learned, this is probably 10, 12, 15 years ago now, that when you order a donut from Dunkin', you might have a frozen donut that they'll just hand you because they don't care. They're working at Dunkin' Donuts.
Right.
So their life is in a spindle, just spinning out of control.
You spin me right round, baby, right? I
think
that's the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like
That's
that.
a little scary.
So, got a little sad news. There's a kid missing in Joshua. Burleson PD put it out. His name is Aiden Shaw, and he was last seen at the intersection of Lakewood Drive and Southwest Wilshire Boulevard. So basically where that QT is, the first QT in Joshua.
Yeah, that's where we're building our buildings over
this
there.
Kid. Anyway.
Oh, gosh.
When he was wearing a black sweatsuit, he went to the baseball game, came home, showered, and left again, and was wearing a black sweatsuit. And they haven't seen him since last night. So
How old is he?
13.
What was he doing going back out?
I don't know. I mean, maybe his parents weren't home and maybe they saw that on a Ring camera. You
Oh
know,
my
like Elise and I
gosh.
talked about that like on the way to school. Like, how do you not know your kid left? How do you let your kid just leave? But if maybe the
it's
parents
easy.
weren't home,
I've had it happen.
sure. You know,
Yeah, I mean, Zachary.
or you
my
think they're going to
middle-
go out to the car to get something and then they
Yeah.
don't come back in.
We had a really scary thing happen. I hope they find him.
So call Burleson PD if you see this cute kid.
And he is. I mean, he looks like he's, you know, pretty sharp little young man.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, so Zachary did this to us. We went looking for him. We couldn't find him, and he was probably 8, maybe 9 years
Oh
old.
gosh.
And he decided he didn't want to live at our house anymore for whatever reason. Not even sure why, because nothing had happened that day. But he took. Well, we went looking for him. We figured we lived over there by Norwood.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went looking at the school because that's the only place that he's ever been allowed to go.
Right.
And we would typically just follow him so he could walk to school because he felt
Right.
independent. Anyway, so he decided to go on a walk. Now, this boy went on a walk barefoot with, and this is summer, by the way. This is
Oh yeah,
summertime.
that's bad.
He goes on a walk, and Burleson PD finds him over on 174 by the new police department.
Oh wow.
Walking down 174 barefoot.
Oh my
With-
gosh.
With a 2 liter of Sunkist in his hand.
Sunkissed.
Sunkist. And so we got him back and said, "What were you doing?" He said, "Well, I just wanted to go on a walk."
Barefoot.
I mean, kids don't think straight, and that's probably what happened there. But you know, hopefully nothing.
I mean, he's 13. I mean, you
nobody
know,
got him.
that's a season of starting to
Be
really try
independent.
yourself.
Yeah, be independent and stuff. Okay, well,
So hopefully they find him.
prayers are for him and his family right now. God, that's scary. That's
Tiffany
really scary.
Tiffany added the link for us on the screen. I don't know how
Yeah.
to do that. Y'all need to show me how to do that. But yeah, his sister's on there saying, you know, they still hadn't found him. And so yeah, if y'all see this cute kid, there he is, Aiden Shaw.
He's walking into the fields behind the QT in the church.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So look alive, guys. Pay attention and hug your kids. Let them know that you want them at home.
Yeah. Don't go out without us.
So, okay.
Well, hopefully they'll find him and everything will be okay.
Yeah. Our prayers are for that family for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, that's scary.
So, I mean, you know, when you're a little kid, like there's my sister tried to do that. She had me, she was going to have me making her sandwiches and bringing them out to the tree house where she was running away to, you know, but we were little. I think this might be a little different, but we were little.
I didn't get the impression this was a runaway situation, did you?
I don't know.
Well, you never know because you don't know the whole story. Well,
Right.
that's enough of that.
Yeah,
that'll literally bother me all day.
We started with it. We'll shift gears now.
Oh, okay. Well,
So you got your daughter coffee and it was terrible.
the coffee is terrible. It's not was. I still am attempting to drink it because I paid for the darn thing. That literally they had me. Can we have you pull up? I'm like, really?
Wait for 2 coffees
Yeah.
and breakfast.
I mean, this
like
isn't
one
this what
breakfast.
you do?
Yeah. All day. You do this all day, right?
Yeah.
They
but
are
they all do it.
excruciatingly slow.
They all do it now. I blame Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A has screwed up fast food because they tried to make it better and they did, but no one else can do it. But they all try.
Well, I mean, you know,
I mean,
We
even
can all be-
Whataburger is trying this crap now.
I'll be amazing.
I mean, seriously. When's the last time you ever got something that was fast from Whataburger? Ever? Nothing. But there they are, putting in these double lines and stuff like that. It's like, come on, guys. We all know the truth.
Yeah.
And ever since those Chicagoans took over, the quality's gone downhill. Yeah, I'm starting to sound like an old man. Now I just need the
No
old man
more
voice.
Duncan.
Hey, and I'll tell you something. Back in my day, Duncan made their donuts by hand. they'd say, "Time to make the donuts." Do you remember that commercial? Were you
No,
old enough?
no. I mean, I just don't remember it.
There was a commercial, and it's this guy with a mustache, and he's getting up. It's super early, obviously. He goes, "It's time to make the donuts. Time to make the donuts." And it was a Dunkin' commercial.
I just remember there was a Muppet. It was not a real Muppet because it was different brand. It was Christian brand. His name was Gerbert.
Gerbert.
And he lived with the donut making man. It was the donut repair man.
Donut repairs.
Yeah, because they all have a hole in the middle.
Oh.
And so then the hole in the donut was the hole in your heart.
Oh, isn't that
and the donut hole was
sweet?
Jesus.
Gonna get a bag of donut holes.
I'm gonna eat all the Jesuses.
All the Jesuses. Jesus tastes good. I like chocolate covered Jesus.
I mean, they say he was.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope he is. I hope he is for all the people who are like, "There's no way that Jesus was black." Well, I don't know. I wasn't there, but I'm kind of hoping he is, just because there's so many people that are adamant about it.
Well, and like it's kind of like one of those things. Like we don't know what they all looked like in that time over 2,000 years ago.
Exactly.
We don't know if their color was the same color as skin back then over there, because people migrate. They do change. Like things do change a little bit. They could have been darker. They could have been lighter. They could have been more olive. We don't know.
I tell you something.
We don't know.
Funny.
We weren't there.
They were talking about dinosaurs. This lady was talking about dinosaurs, and she knows, all the dinosaurs look scary and awful, right? And she said, so you're looking at this thing, and they put the skin and the muscles on, and they all look like they're just horrible, just massive, just tear you apart beings. Yeah. But she's like, let's take a look at this skeleton. And she's showing this skeleton. She's like, all right, now if we do it according to the way the scientists did the dinosaurs, this is what it looked like. And it looked really scary, like this like lizardy thing, And she's like, that's the skeleton of a bunny rabbit. And it shows a picture of the bunny rabbit. And you're like, oh, well, never mind. So I'm now, every time I look at a dinosaur skeleton, I'm going to see a bunny rabbit on the outside of it.
Look at that pretty bunny
rabbit. Like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Can you imagine you get to a Tyrannosaurus Rex and it actually kind of looks so fluffy. It's so fluffy, I could die.
What if it looks like a marmot?
But you would die because it was a carnivore.
But it could have looked like a marmot.
A marmot.
Yeah, they're like this big, but they look like giant rats without a long tail. But they don't have a long tail.
Gotcha. I don't know. I don't think there's a good way to make a Tyrannosaurus Rex look fluffy. But hey, it can happen. I'm not saying it can't. All I'm saying is that what?
What?
Oh, is she talking?
I don't know. She did say something, but now we don't hear her.
Yeah,
so.
I see her moving, but I don't hear her talking. If she's trying to talk, we're not hearing her. Oh, she's crying.
Now she's just interrupting our conversation.
Yeah, just use the typewriter because no one can hear you. The typewriter. Nope. Nope. No. You're out.
And for that reason, I'm out.
Man, I'm sorry.
I got a big head and big arms.
Have you seen the say the weird thing lady? Has that come up on your TikToks or your?
I don't watch TikTok Instagrams, much, but I don't know.
Rails. No, I can almost kind of hear her in the background. Do you hear that? Is it because it's turned down?
I think we're being haunted.
Is it turned up, or did somebody mute it, or?
Someone turn it down on the board.
Oh, I can hear her.
Yeah, we can hear you right now. Not now.
Well, not now. It's like in and out.
It's like your microphone on your laptop is picking you up, but not your headset microphone.
Because it's not.
Welcome to Wild Wednesday, Tiffany.
That's an ID10T error.
Yeah, there's a short between the keyboard and the floor. Took you a second to get it.
I had a guy. He was a help desk guy, and he said, one of the first things they would ask is your computer plugged in? because it was one of those things.
Yeah.
He literally had a lady
Sure.
that they went through all these different checklists, and finally she's like, well, hold on, let me plug it back in. And he's like,
That would be my mother. I'm like, oh my God. So like Tiffany even had to help my mother with a technological problem a couple months ago because my mom calls me and is like, "Duh, duh, duh," and I was like, I am, and Tiffany can hear my voice. I'm about to like lose my mind. And she's, let me talk to her. Just let me have the phone. Give me the phone. And I was like, okay. And she just took over and talked to my mother through the technological problems. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know how you did that. It's just like OPP, old people problems.
when you did that, oh my God. I don't know if you've seen I don't know if y'all watched the Saturday Night Live video, but there's one with the guy from The Last of Us that plays The Last of Us. And he's had a head injury. We watched it yesterday, and I forget his name. I'll remember here in a second. But he was in Narcos and The Last of Us. He also plays the Mandalorian.
Okay.
Anyway, so he has a head injury, and he wakes up from a coma, and he's like, "Oh my God, why's everybody staring at me like that?" And she's like, "Doctor, what's wrong?" He goes, "This is perfectly normal. Why is he talking like he's somebody from LA that's just been here for a really long time?" He's like, some people talk in different languages. And he's like, "Oh my God, I can talk in different languages? Can I speak Spanish? Let me try. Haza, 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 haza. Yeah, I could totally speak Spanish."
I could
totally speak Spanish.
Oh, jeez.
He's like, "You're just going to have to embrace it." And so she looks at him and she goes, "Hannah, I just want to know I love y'all." Oh my God.
Oh, jeez.
It's terrible and wonderful all at the same time. But that's when you went, oh my God, I totally love y'all.
Yeah. Well, it's just the way it is sometimes.
I feel like that's my world now, is everybody kind of talks with mush mouth. It's bizarre to me.
Can you enunciate your words, please? Just a little bit. Like, I have a hard enough time understanding people anyway, because I hear it and then I say, huh? And then you start to say it again. And by that time I have processed what you said. But if you're not enunciating, I'm going to say, huh, like 4 times. And I'm not going to process until the 5th time. And I'm like, okay, this is
Can you
not
hear me
helping.
now?
Can you hear me now?
You're echoey, but yeah.
But I don't think you can do much about that because you're probably in a large room, empty space.
I am in a large room, but
You're kind of far. Nope, you're not coming in through your
that
speakers.
thing is not working at all.
It's coming in through your laptop still.
No, you're still coming through the lips.
The what?
The laps. Coming through the lap.
The laptops. The laptops, because microphone.
Okay, I got something to show you.
All right, show us.
I'll when I get there. When I get there.
Oh, don't just sit there and say that. Be like, oh, I got something to show you.
I'm going to pull it up, but I want to try and I'm still trying to get this to work so I can actually join the conversation.
We can hear you fine, actually. So if you're just trying to figure that out, it's not a big deal.
Okay, well, I got to pull this up on Facebook since you just.
It sounds like you have some really expensive reverb going. Start singing; it'll be good.
So we had Stu on yesterday.
I know. I was watching. I would have joined in, but I was dealing with juggling roofers and surveyors and every other vendor you could possibly imagine in order to sell a home, to close on it.
We're so close.
Thank you. We're so close. But you know what that is, right?
Just a tip.
I'm not going to say it on air. I can't say it on air.
Well, so anyway, we had Stu on yesterday, and for his 10 years of doing bingo, a voice for hire. And last night they had at Spice Rack, they had the Tuesday night bingo night. They had 3 bingo winners for the final blackout bingo.
So they had to split it 3 ways.
No, they got 3 different. They all 3 got prizes. That was awesome, right? Like 3 different winners. That's pretty cool.
On a blackout bingo. That's
on
crazy.
A blackout bingo. It's unheard of.
What are the odds? Well, pretty good actually.
One lady won
Well,
3 times last night.
That's awesome. Man, there's some bingo bunnies, man.
You know, usually you can hardly get a woman to win one time.
Not if she's by herself.
Man, this Duncan is sweet today.
What does yours say?
Oh,
No
hang
obla
on.
stupid. Her mug says no obla stupid.
Hold on, let me mirror. Oh, it says it's mirrored. Is it straight?
There
Oh,
you
it
go.
says it
There
right.
you go. No
No
hablos.
hablo stupido.
All right. Well, that's
Yeah.
good. She did it in the male version.
That's funny. Speaking of the male version, hold on. I'll have to, let me share my screen. And so this was a reel that I came across.
Okay. What are you
Hold
showing?
on. I'm going to explain.
You better get this thing in a full mode, okay? Because from where I'm seeing this is not good. This is not going. Hurry.
I'm getting there. I'm there. Okay, hold on. So,
Oh my God.
She made it big
Lisa,
screen.
I'm
Oh
not
my
even-
God.
I'm looking away.
it's.
I'm not looking at this. You're gonna have to explain it.
I don't want her to.
Sir, this is what you do in the middle of the night when you can't sleep. Okay, and so of course I'm watching some
Okay,
reels.
you're not helping this.
Not
Please
helping.
hurry.
There's no fur on mine.
Oh.
I just want it noted that I am turned away from the television right now.
Okay,
All
so
right.
play it.
Oh, I guess I could play, but it's not at the beginning now. So you're gonna. Okay, so this is a gay man, self-proclaimed gay man, and he says, "I'm your gay best friend, girlfriend, and if you're looking to if you need to escape your man, I suggest you go buy this Fendi sweater. Your head's going to come right out of that center area, and he'll never find you." He tells it better. All right, let me play it. It's just when you play it, you gotta I'm gonna leave it silent till it gets back to the beginning. Okay. I wish you could rewind reels.
Just
You know what I'm
noted.
saying? Here we go.
If
Here we
you
go.
have ever found yourself sick of straight men's shit, like I know they're a necessity to you and all, but like if you have ever, over them and you just want to disappear from their view, I got a bit of fashion advice for you as your GBF. Might I suggest this lovely sweater from Fendi? Your head, it's gonna be right there. He ain't never gonna find you. Ladies, if you have ever found yourself sick of
I think they're doing pet control outside over here.
You're welcome.
Trying to distract him. So
Okay, it's over. It's gone from the
it's
screen.
gone. It's not on the screen
It's gone.
Is it
anymore.
done?
You're
Is
safe.
it done?
Yeah,
You're
it's
safe.
gone.
Jason's mark safe from the vagina sweater.
Let me tell you something. That is sheer fear for a male. Just no.
What?
No, I'm just no.
Shearing? Wait, why are we talking about shearing now
Sheer fell.
when we're looking at a furry sweater?
Jared Salazar says, "What am I looking at?"
Exactly.
Said every man ever.
Oh man.
That's
You're
funny.
welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, that was just one of many I came across last night and shared with my friends. So, anyway, you guys were talking about waking up to different things this morning, and I woke up to the sound of hammering.
Mm. Yay!
Not hammering, but the sound of.
Woke up with a great headache, huh?
No, it was the roofers.
Well, I know, but I meant like with a headache, like because it.
No, not at honestly, no, because I mean I was already awake anyway. But it's day 2 of roofing, and
Day 2.
yeah, day 2. So day 2, hopefully final day. These guys were out here. They were working until 7:45 last night. I mean, they took up every ounce of sunlight they possibly could to get this job done. I'll tell you what, I would.
Were they already putting shingles back last night, or what were
Oh yeah. They were. Well,
are they
I don't know
heading
if
to
they
that
were.
other property today?
No, they're here until they finish this job because they got to finish this house, go over, make the repairs on the little house.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, for those
Yeah.
of you who are wondering about the state of the current market, this is the high season for buying and selling. Interest rates have not fallen. In fact, in a lot of ways, they've actually either stayed the same or gone up, unless you're buying new homes. If you're buying new homes, the builders are paying for a buy down on your rate, but just keep in mind that you're still paying it. You're just paying it in the note. So just know that eventually it all comes back to
You're still going to have to pay it.
you're going to pay. But
There are no free lunches.
There's a lot of people out there still buying, and it's not time for fear. I'll tell you this much: if you ever wonder whether or not it's the right time to buy, it isn't. And
Okay.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Like, if you have that kind of fear, you're never going to be ready to buy a house. You're never going to be ready, because it's just like having children. There's never a good time to have kids.
I was going to say, it's just like having a baby. You never are ready.
You never are ready. So you have to decide that you're ready, and then get everything in place that you can, and then move forward. Eventually, you're going to have to get past that fear point. It may be today, it may be 3 years from now, but at the end of the day, if you bought today instead of 3 years from now, you're going to have equity in your house. There's going to be a lot of things that are going to change over time where you can make different arrangements. But it's the best time to buy is today. And the best time after that is tomorrow. I mean, it's just one of those things. I know everybody says like cliche and crap like that, but honestly, guys, you're going to pay rent. You're paying rent no matter what you do. You're paying somebody. So you can either have your own place, or you can pay for somebody else to own it for you, and let the rich get richer. But don't complain about it when you see Joe down the street who owns your house driving that new car, because you're paying for it.
Right. Amen.
Love you guys. I love you, Al.
Love you. Mean it.
Hello.
Oh, and now she's got a phone call.
Sorry, I'm going to try and mute myself. Hello, this is Tiffany.
Well,
no, that didn't work.
Robert Brake says, "You're spot on, Jason. Preach this."
Robert is the newest member to our Rotary Club, Tiffany.
Well, we'll talk more about some of this after the break.
We're going to talk about Robert Brake after the break.
Huh? Hey. Stay tuned.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Remember Helen Kerwin? As county commissioner, she raised the tax rate over 95%, increased taxes, utility rates, connection fees, and pushed to give the state even more taxing authority. Well, Helen Kerwin's back, handpicked by the Washington swamp to push a voucher scheme that takes funds away from our local schools and gives taxpayer-funded private school vouchers to illegal immigrants. They'd even go to the front of the line ahead of U.S. citizens and legal residents. It's the very same voucher scheme Dwayne Burns stopped last year before delivering the largest tax cut in Texas history, the strongest border security plan in America, and new laws to protect our kids at school and online. Dwayne Burns is the real conservative who puts our community first. He won't be bullied by powerful politicians or DC special interest groups because he doesn't work for them. He works for us. Political ad paid for by the Dwayne Burns campaign.
JoCo Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
JoCo Community Radio is a member of EMG, a radio and podcast collective proudly serving communities like Johnson and Tarrant County, Texas. We are live 365 days a year on the TuneIn Radio Network and on our station app. Check out our lineup and more at tuneinjoco.com. We thank our valued partners in helping us amplify the voices of our communities. Well, you heard the commercials, so be sure to connect with Todd Hurd and Associates. They're attorneys at law. Also, use code JoCo 2024 for 25% off your first order at thetiffy.com. And join the Swipe Nation today and save on your credit card processing at swipenationusa.com. Locally owned and operated. Reach out to Tiffany at joke.co at jococommunityradio.com for advertising rates as low as
$50 a month.
Sunday.
All right, can you guys hear me still?
What?
Nope, you're gone again.
I'm gone again? Okay, hold on.
Like we barely hear. You're like a whisper. Like again, like you're haunting us. Was that Slipknot?
Slipknot or Voldemort. I can't tell which.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Nope.
No.
You know what I asked.
Like we can, but we can't.
Yeah, I mean,
so
yeah,
it's like you're teeny tiny.
Yeah. You sound like you're 1,000 yards away. It's pretty bad.
How about now?
Nope.
Nope. So tell us about Robert Brake. You said you were going to talk about Robert Brake.
Is the newest member of the Burleson Midday Rotary Club. He comes to join us, even though I'm the president. So that's how good of a guy he is.
So in spite of
the fact that I'm the current president, which I only have about a month and a half left.
Oh, hot dog!
Everyone's really happy about it, including me. Because I'm apparently not doing a very good job. So there you go.
God.
Oh, that's not true.
Thanks, Susie in the back.
That's my conscience.
That's back row Baptist.
That's the good conscience. The other one's going, you suck. You're the worst thing in the world. Why do you even exist?
Oh.
Funny, it's a picture of my dad.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
You're so far away.
No.
You're so far away.
I messed with settings and I shouldn't have touched them.
No, yeah, you should.
Never touch them.
Yeah, once you start changing the settings, there's no going back.
Well, I was at the Petroleum Club last night. I had Fort Worth Wildcatters event.
Can you hear me now?
Quarterly event. No, we cannot hear you.
So the Petroleum Club, I've always heard of the Petroleum Club. I thought it was like a bougie type, all the rich people get together. But now that I know you're there, what is it really about?
Can you hear me now?
No.
Damn it.
That's so rude, Jason. God. No, it's now we hear us.
Yeah, now we're getting echoes back.
I pulled out.
So anyway, I was at the Petroleum Club is the Petroleum Club of Fort Worth is at 777 Main Street in downtown Fort Worth on the 40th floor. Remember what women
I wonder
want?
if this is what Whoopi Goldberg's character in Ghost is like, where she's hearing the voices of the ghosts.
It has to be. But so on What Women Want and Mel Gibson, and the little his assistants, old ladies, and they're like, the 40th floor. That's what I think of every time I push that button. I'm like, the 40th floor, we're going to the 40th floor. Anyway, it's the top of that building, very top.
Okay.
And they've got lots of different rooms, but the group I'm in is the Fort Worth Wildcatters. And so it's oil and gas associated with oil and gas industry business professionals, and so either you drill wells, or you're a geologist, or maybe you're an attorney that drills with or that deals with oil and gas law or whatever. Like, that's who that group is for. And so it's networking. And I had crab claws. The chef always does a good job on the food. They usually the time before last, their menu wasn't so great, but this time it was back to normal. And they had the crab claws, and they had the lamb chop lollipops.
Yummy.
So, I mean, that sounds pretty
And it's
bougie.
It's an open bar.
I mean, I'm using the word bougie like it's a good thing. Like, I found out that it's not, supposedly.
And usually they didn't do it the last few times, but used to, they would always have cherries Jubilee for dessert, and like the man would like warm it all up for you.
Okay,
And
so yeah, this is big money type stuff.
Yeah, a little bit.
Wow,
It's
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, like one of the guys that works with the Wilkes brothers was present.
John Wilkes Booth?
Can you hear me now?
Wilkes brothers. The Wilkes brothers. Their last name is Wilkes.
Can you hear me now?
Anyway, they're kind of big. And they're out towards.
If we stop
Weatherford.
acknowledging her, will she stop?
No, I'm not stopping.
We're just like maintaining eye contact. Like, do not engage. Do not engage. Like the person at the bar you're trying not to talk to. If you just keep looking at your friend, you won't have to engage in the weirdo that won't stop harassing you.
Oh, that's nice.
Hey, what's your sign?
Oh my, that was yesterday. It was like, that was y'all asking me on the radio that. I'm like, I don't know. I don't do that. Anyway.
It was 3-1 against Sarah.
I was
yesterday.
the only female with three males in the room.
Yeah.
It's a sausage fest.
Allegedly. 3 males.
It was you and Anthony, Tank, and
T-Drama.
Stewart.
T-Drama. Stu sounds very manly. Like, he's got that manly voice. I've always had this like teeny tiny, like, oh.
Shut up.
I do. I don't have that. Well, everybody, he's got that.
Yes,
super
you do.
Deep,
like, I mean, he does it all the time, but you have the growl in your voice.
He's got that radio voice that everybody.
Well,
needs.
he does have radio voice.
He's good. He's good.
So good. So, what's on the agenda for the rest of the week, guys?
Well,
it's Hump Day.
Hey,
Wow, Wednesday.
guess what's happening next week? I'm really excited about this. And Tiffany, from afar, you can hear this. May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
Next week, which is National Star Wars Day. May
Yes.
the 4th be with you. I'm going to be at Shep's in Weatherford. Going to have a great time. If you are one that likes to dress up for May the 4th in your Star Wars gear, we do it up over there at Shep's. It's an all-day event because it's on a Saturday this year.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a pint that they give away. If you buy the beer, you keep the glass. There is prizes for the different costumes. They have an adult costume contest. They have a kids costume contest. We buy prizes to give away at that facility.
Cool.
And I am the MC for that event.
Oh, how fun.
So it's going to be really fun. So that's not this Saturday, but next. And would love to see everybody out there and in
we should have
at Shep's.
We should have some, like, are they going to like have it Facebook Live or anything? Like, we need to have it recorded somehow.
You know what? I think we usually do a post, but I don't know that we've ever done Facebook Live for it. So maybe I might just
then we can talk about it on the show.
Sure, we can do that. Of course, we've got YDFW on Mondays.
Yes.
We didn't have it this past week, but we will this coming week. We'll talk a little bit about it then. And it'll be exciting stuff. I'm really looking forward to it. So that's next week. But this weekend, I don't have a whole lot going on. I'm actually singing in the choir.
At church?
Yeah, at church.
Instead of up front, you're going to be...
I'm in the choir this week, which is nice.
Yeah, I bet. It's kind of nice to be with everyone else every once in a while.
Yeah, we had a situation in the last time I led that the words quit working, which is always fun if you're the Ron Burgundy of Christian worship.
Robert Brank says, I love that Jason leads a double life, professional real estate by day, dressed up as a Star Wars character by night.
Now, no one said that I dressed up like Star Wars characters. Now, my wife, on the other hand, might have a costume or two.
Well, I mean, you said that people were dressing up. You got to dress up if you're the MC.
I tell you what I have. I have a great shirt that is a Mandalorian style shirt. It's got a bunch of Grogu's on it and different, things from the Mandalorian that I wear. I don't dress up for the Star Wars, mostly because I've never seen a fat Jedi. So at least not on the screen. I've seen them plenty in real life, sadly. But no, I just it looks a little awkward. And I think the only thing I could dress up would be Jabba. And I just, I've got this bull shooter. I could do that, but that's all I have, Robert. So unfortunately, that's not on the table at all.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Boom shakalaka.
And then she's quiet.
Yeah, can you hear me now? she's very apprehensive if I say anything.
She's like, okay, you can hear me, but I'm not going to talk.
I don't want to say anything.
All right, but you can hear me.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. Is that all you're going to say? Do you have anything else?
Can you hear me now?
She's a Verizon commercial.
I just thought I'd keep going.
Yeah.
So,
anyway. How long are you going to be in
Thursday?
No, it's Wild Wednesday. We can't hear you again.
It's Wednesday, and we didn't get Adam. Adam's not here.
I messaged you guys.
You did?
Look up on the screen.
No Adam this morning.
Oh.
Well, they need a better notification system that there's a private chat going on that we need to pay attention to.
It just says private chat at the bottom, but it doesn't say anything.
There's a lot going on that screen.
Oh,
anyway, so it's great.
So real estate, I got to tell you, you learn a lot when you build something versus just buying and selling. So I work mostly with buyers and sellers in the commercial and residential world. But recently we've started doing some investment work, and so we started building a couple of commercial buildings. And you want to just have the sheer fear in your heart, realize that you overlooked just one vendor in the preparation for the build that you're about to do. And then you get a call. And this was the call I had yesterday. Hey, so we kind of dropped the ball. And we need something, and just wanted to know how quickly you could get that to us. And they literally said, well, once we get the drawings that we need, which takes about 2 weeks, we're about 6 weeks out.
Oh.
And we were ready for them Thursday.
Interior, exterior?
It's structural.
Yeah.
Structural. So it's not something you can just go, hey, let me just go down the street and see if somebody else has it. There's only a few people that do what we need done. So anyway, no, it's fine. We got it worked out, and fortunately it's pretty easy stuff to get to, and we're not gonna have to wait that long. But those are learning lessons that, man, they are tough.
Everything takes so much longer than you think it's going to.
Yeah,
that's right. It's not a button
for builders than I've ever had in my life. And I used to do sheetrock work and stuff like that for my brother-in-law for a while, and that's tough business too. It's hot business.
Yeah,
God bless, it's hot.
So this weekend there's this group that I've done some work for out of Arkansas, and they have a youth camp that they are creating and building. And like that, it was, it's taken a lot longer to create this camp that they are building than they first originally anticipated, But this weekend they're having a VIP, come check out the camp, come learn about what we're doing and how far we've come. And they're having some big, let me see.
Who is it with?
It's called Camp Iron Bluffs.
And who's in charge of that?
So it's it's a group. Some of them are out of McKinney, some of them are out of Oklahoma, but it's Camp Iron Bluffs. Iron Bluffs.
Iron
And
Bluffs.
it's called
Iron Bluffs.
the Difference Maker Summit. What you do matters. And so they've got man, I'm gonna find who's speaking, but it's gonna be really, really good in Harrison, Arkansas. But it's this really cool ranch, and it's like all in this bowl.
Can you hear me?
Andy Andrews is our speaker for the weekend. I'm hoping to get to make it. My associate Travis bought a 16 top table, and I get to sit at the table.
A 16 top. Okay, that's
Yeah.
a rare thing you hear, that when you could buy. Usually it's like an 8 top or a 10 top or a 12 top, but a 16 top.
Yeah, well, he's like the number one sponsor, so he gets the long table.
I was going to say, it's not that'd be a mighty large round table, which would be somewhat amusing to see. So, anywho.
Well,
But
I
it's
do know-
exciting. It's a gorgeous place. I was out there doing it. I did a survey out there, and it was like they let us stay in their cabin, and like you could see out the whole entire bowl, and it was just so gorgeous. And it was the middle of summer, so it was like 109 at home, and there it was like 70 degrees. It was 68 in the morning, and so I was like sitting on the front porch drinking my morning coffee, and it was like, this is where God goes to relax. You know, it was just so beautiful.
Someone's knocking at my door, I believe. Let's see who it is.
This feels like Mr. Rogers. She's gonna go check out who's at the front door.
It's Barney. All right, I'll be back in a second.
Okay, bye. So I'm kind of excited about it. I'm excited for them regardless. But it'll be really neat for them.
Okay, so the Scarborough Fair is going on. I don't know if you're planning on going this weekend, but it is happening all the way through May. That is one of the events that if you're into any kind of cosplay or the Renaissance era stuff, that's a place that you can go and do some fun things this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, that was last weekend that we had the Fort Worth Arts Festival. Was last weekend.
Yes.
I didn't get out there.
I didn't either.
I was busy.
Well, I don't know that I was necessarily busy, but I didn't make it out there.
I was crazy busy. It's been nuts this last couple weeks.
Robert Brake says, laughing is good for the soul. Appreciate you all helping the world laugh to start the day. You know, we need that.
Robert, I don't know that you're the right kind of person to be listening to our show because you seem like a really decent human being. That's really not our milieu. I mean, I appreciate it. You're the one. But I don't know if you missed the first part of Tiffany's add-on today, but that was hard to get through. Pun intended.
Uh-huh. Well,
Back.
I'm still here listening.
Are you? Oh, okay. I don't hear any pounding of nails. Is there anything happening right now?
Yeah, they're in the distance up here.
she pointed like we knew.
Over there. I tell you what, you want to get you a good,
way up yonder.
Way up yonder way.
You go about a half mile up the road and you see that chicken and you make it laugh.
Robert said I just spit toothpaste all over mirror Jason.
I'm assuming they're like
Sure,
way high up. High up on like one of the peaks of the house, because this has like two really high peaks. So
that I got to tell you guys. So she's in a house in Terrell. If you haven't seen this house, it's on my website. It is under contract and set to close Monday.
praise
Friday.
Jesus. Praise
Yes.
Jesus.
And it's been quite a challenge to get through all the rigmarole on it. But that house right there, they're getting a smoking deal on that house, I have to say, because if this house, I mean, it's 4,000, I think it ends up being like 4,250, 4,300
No,
square
it's,
feet.
well, post appraisal where they added one whole attic
Yeah.
plus 5 feet from another, plus 5 feet from that.
Yeah, I
huge
mean, there's a
long one.
bunch. There's a
Yeah, we're up
bunch.
to, I think we're over 4,500 square feet now.
It's a big house, and so it's in a I would say it's a historic neighborhood because there's 2 homes on there that have state seals for historic homes on it, and that's not all of the historic homes there. That's just the ones that are recognized as historic homes, and it is stunning. That whole neighborhood is
Hold that
stunning.
thought for 1 second.
What did she say?
Hold that thought for 1 second. She's talking to probably the electrician. She
Oh,
said,
okay.
Barney the electrician is here.
Yeah, you're on.
Gotcha.
Hang on. I want you guys to meet Barney the electrician.
Hi, Barney.
What's up, Barney? Welcome
This
to
is
the
our
radio.
Featured business of the week. Barney,
What's
tell
the name of your business, Ron?
It's Barney's Electric here in Rockwall, Texas.
Yeah.
I am the owner, I'm the worker, I'm the producer. I do it all.
He does.
Awesome.
Nice. Well, thank you, Barney, for taking care of Tiffany and her electric.
No problem.
We got to talk business.
All right, y'all go ahead.
Okay, bye.
So yeah, that house is stunning. And what's weird about it is he said it's at Rockwall, but here's the thing. It's not in Rockwall. And because it's not in Rockwall, you're not going to get I guarantee you in Rockwall, that's 1.2 million.
Right.
Maybe 1.3.
Right.
And it's a lot less than that.
Right.
It's a lot less than that. It's what it's going to close for. And so they're going to get a great deal. And that house, the interior of that house it's full of marble. Every single bathroom's full of marble. Every single bathroom has 5 heads on the shower, a wand. I mean, there's everything you can possibly imagine is in that house. And the fact that it took as long as it did to sell is absolutely mind-boggling to me. But here we are. We're on the end of it.
But you got on the case and.
Well, you know what? I don't typically like to get too far into that because I think everybody works really hard. But I'll just say this. A lot of times, I don't want this to come off wrong, but agents in their effort to sell a home, they think that the lower the house price is, the faster it will sell. And if a house is priced the wrong way, either too low or too high, you're going to have the same problem. Let's say you go into a house that is a $1.2 million house and they have it listed for $500,000. You're going to ask yourself a few questions. First of all, who's looking for a $1.2 million house for $500,000?
Right.
People that are $1.2 million houses are looking at $1.2 million houses. They're not looking at $500,000 houses. So you got to be really careful about who your price points are for. Because the guy that's like, oh, this is a $500,000 house, they're going to look at it and go, why is this house $500,000? I'm scared of it. There's something wrong with this house.
Right.
And so it's just like anything else. You've got to price your properties the right way and in the right market. And you have to know what things are worth.
Right.
And if there happens to be a situation where you're like, I'm not sure what this thing's worth, then that means you're setting the market. And if you're setting the market, you darn sure better get the price right because you're the one that's going to tell everybody else what their house is worth.
Right.
So that's my broker realtor advice for all you agents out there. Make sure you price your properties not only low enough, but dadgummit high enough. Because if you don't, you got nowhere to work from.
Right.
Everybody wants a deal.
Everyone wants a deal.
Everybody wants a deal. I don't care if they have $1 billion or $10. Everyone wants a deal. I've met enough billionaires now. They all are the penny pinchiest bunch of people you've ever met in your life. Okay. They'll spend $1,000 on a bottle of wine and save 10 cents on their soda down the street. They're just that way.
They want to feel like they won.
Well, yeah, because that's what they do. That's how they got where they are. So whenever you're in this business, especially now with the NAR settlement coming up, I got to tell you guys something that I've heard that if you're selling a house and you say, well, I don't want to pay for a buyer's agent. Let's just remember that builders who have never had any inkling to have to sell or pay for a buyer's agent, pay for buyer's agents. Why is it builders who have all the resources that they do and sell houses on a regular basis, why is it, despite the fact that they have their own salespeople, despite the fact that they have all these capabilities of selling these things themselves, why are they still paying buyer's agents to bring buyers? There's a good answer. It's
they want to sell the house.
They want to sell the dang house. So if you want to sell your house, I hate to say this, but you're still going to have to pay for a buyer's agent.
Right. Somebody's going to have
Somebody's paying for a buyer's agent. You want a buyer's agent. The last thing you want is somebody who's not represented showing up at your place going, hey, I want to buy your house. And then they get halfway through it and they're like, oh, sorry, I bought a car at the same time. Turns out you can't do that.
Womp womp.
You're going to have to sue me for all that I don't have.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm getting on my soapbox. I apologize, Sarah.
No,
here we
it's
are.
Important information.
I'm always working. Guys,
that's okay. You're passionate about it.
I'm passionate about it.
And if you're not passionate about it, then don't do it anymore. I love my job. I love what I do. If you guys have people with a lot of property or mineral rights, whatever, and they want to know if there's something worth drilling on their property, you call me 817-889-6744. I'll get my truck out there and I'll tell you.
Let me tell you something. What Sarah's got here, and she's explained it to me. What the biggest problem with drilling is it's so freaking expensive. So you better darn well know whether or not you can get something out of that ground.
Why put money down a dry hole when you could already know it's going to be dry before you drill it?
Yeah. And help them understand what a dry hole is.
Okay, I popped back in just at the time that I hear drilling a dry hole.
Yeah, tell her.
I'm talking about oil or gas. So drilling a well of oil
I mean,
or
because it
gas.
was petroleum earlier, and we didn't talk anything about lube.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll be back for Thankful Thursday tomorrow, and don't forget, if you see Aiden out there in Joshua somewhere, the 13-year-old, please call the police.
Wearing black hoodie,
wearing black sweats. Thanks for joining us.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, JoCo Community Radio.
School choice. Sweet-sounding words from sweet-sounding groups like the American Federation for Children. Well, the truth is alarming. These are the people caught marketing private school vouchers to illegal immigrants in Arizona. And they want to do the same in Texas. But Dwayne Burns said no. And that's why they're targeting him in this election. The voucher program they're pushing is a magnet for illegal immigration. Fully qualified to receive these $10,000 vouchers, illegal aliens would go to the front of the line ahead of U.S. citizens. These groups want to replace Dwayne Burns with a rubber stamp, and they've got one in Helen Kerwin. Kerwin has pledged to support this voucher scheme if elected, but we can't let that happen. Dwayne Burns' top priority is border security. He's stopped taxpayer-funded handouts to illegal aliens, and he's endorsed by every law enforcement association in Texas. Political ad paid for by the Dwayne Burns campaign.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age.